John goes way, way back with Flathead Power. In fact, he's a friend of Anders Nygren's. John, why don't you tell us about how you met Anders?
I made a long-distance phone call to Sweden and made friends with Anders. He was kind of flabbergasted that somebody would call him, but I says, hey, if you got parts, I want them. And it kind of blossomed from there. He started coming over here selling Flathead Power stuff, cylinders and stuff through the AMCA. He'd go to all the meets and whatnot. And we met up and became kind of fast friends.
Now, I understand you were actually the moderator of the on his website for his board.
Yeah, I did that for several years. Anders established that message board, and it was one of the first motorcycle-related and especially antique-related message boards. And he was so busy with developing parts and whatnot, he'd taken care of the whole thing. And I was on it, and I guess he thought that I had an honest face, so he handed it over to me.
Really?
That might have been a mistake. I'm not sure.
Okay, Anders recently visited the States, and he came to visit us at S&S, and you came along with him, and we did an interview with him then. It's kind of a sad story how the company sort of got away from him because of the economy and one thing and another. And I'd like to thank you for bringing him over, to actually to tell his own story, because there's a lot of weird stories out there, One of the cool things we're doing here at the Knuckle Shuffle is they're actually raffling off an Anders Nygren Signature Series engine, which is right behind us here. Now, this is one of the S&S, or I should say Flathead Power by S&S KN93 engines, but it has Anders Nygren signature, CNC engraved in the cam cover, and it's got some extra special touches like the slasher air cleaner cover and the chrome knuckle covers. It's really quite a nice motor. There's only 25 of these given away, or that will be built, and they're giving away one right here in Yuba, Wisconsin. So, John, what do you think of the motor? Do you think it's a good tribute to him?
Oh, absolutely. I can't say enough about positive things about S&S, about what they've done, what you've done, what you picked up. There were some rough edges in the line. It went through some problematic times and whatnot, but I had a chance to ride one of the first KN93s, and I was very highly impressed with the motor. It's smooth, it's quiet. Eric Wangen is the man that's been in charge of the development of the motor, and he's done some pretty neat technical changes.
Now, I've heard a story, John, that you have a club. It's called the Knuckle Company?
It's Knucklehead Company.
Knucklehead Company? Yep. Okay. I stand corrected. Anyway, I've heard a story that Willie G wanted to join your club and you wouldn't let him. What's up with that?
Yeah. Well, I got to say that it wasn't a matter that we wouldn't let him, but what happened was that he did petition us for membership, and the petition ended when he was told that we were a 1% club, and that to become a member he would have to prospect and pass a 100% vote. The association ended at that point.
Can you explain what a 1% club is for those that might not know?
Well, a 1% club initially was deemed to be a club that did not take a charter from the American Motorcyclist Association. And after the Hollister events of 1947, it kind of morphed into any group of motorcyclists that just didn't quite fit the public's eye.
How long have you been riding?
I've been riding since 1965.
Wow.
They had motorcycles back then?
Right.
Well, they had. I gotta say this. I started out on a Honda, but I think a lot of people did, and I gotta say, to my way of thinking, it's two wheels.
There you have it, two wheels.
True.